everyone, and welcome to Flower Friday. My name's Amanda.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
That is right. I bet you thought that she was doing it by herself today, but nope. I got here just in time. So, we hope you are all doing well. We are excited to be here. It is Friday. Yay. So, y'all get in here, sit down, relax, and watch us make this beautiful spring wreath.
Welcome, everybody. Those of you who are joining us live, y'all just type live in the comments and let us know where you're watching us from. If you're watching us on replay, please type replay in the comments. And again, let us know where you're watching this video from. We are so happy to be with you today.
We really are.
I am so glad we've had some warm weather here in Alabama.
Yes,
so
yay.
it kind of just, I don't know, it just makes us happy.
Yeah, it really does. It just kind of gives you that extra little pep when it starts to get warm, don't it? And we've got something exciting for you all today, something that we're going to show you, some signs that we have found that are beautiful.
So welcome, those of you who are just joining us, who are just popping on here live with us. We are so glad to have you here. We're making a colorful spring wreath. Actually, I call this a spring wreath, but I feel like this would work for spring all the way through the summer months. It's bright, it's colorful, vibrant. I absolutely am just really excited about this one.
I am too. And you know, I was just thinking about when I was putting my bow on here that this actually would be a great wreath for inside, like a teenage girl's room, or you know, something like that. It would just be really cute. Our sign says live life in full bloom, and this sign is from R&R Accents. And
cute. Oh, let me
isn't that adorable?
Very cute.
So pretty.
So we are actually already have this attached to our wreath, and we will show you how to do that in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and start showing you what we're working with today.
Yes.
So we do have a 14-inch. Is this a 14 or 18?
14.
It
looks big, but I measured it's actually like 15. So you know how they're never exactly right.
I feel like with this one you could definitely get away with an 18.
Yes.
Just because it is a pretty substantial size sign, and we're using a big bow for this one, but 14 or 18 would work.
Yes.
We've got some pretty florals that we're going to be using.
Yes. We've got these gorgeous peach hydrangeas. We've got just some light yellow ranunculuses, some bright pink. I guess those are cabbage roses maybe. Aren't they pretty? And then we've got some pretty little wildflowers that we're going to use in purple. And then we've got this stem. I love this stem. It's got ivy and just a bunch of different little greenery, some boxwood on it. We're going to be using this.
I love those hot pink flowers that we're going to be using.
I do too. They are so bright and vibrant. And I'm going to show you right quick while she's getting that up how we actually got our sign on. I used my glue gun. Listen to that. I used my stapler, and I actually stapled just some 26 gauge wire directly to this sign. Now this one is a little bit thicker, so I didn't want to use my hole punch on this one, but the staple does not come through. I like that it's got the little frame around it, and I actually stapled right to that frame in the back and stapled my wire to it, and then just wired it right on. Very easy to do. So I love that. And I did want to tell you that Rachel with R&R Accents is the one who her and her daughter do these signs. They are beautiful, and she is giving any of our viewers a 10% discount. You can go to rnraccent.com, and Rachel, if you're watching, if you will put your link in the comments, that would be great. You can go to rnraccent.com and use the code GRACE at checkout, and you will get 10% off right now. And the signs are beautiful. I'm going to take a quick minute and show you some of these signs that we've got. Look at these. I cannot wait till we do these. the oh baby signs. Are they not adorable?
I wish that we had had this one. The boy, wait,
the boy, but this one.
This one.
Yeah, when
Bennett was
when
born.
Bennett was born. Is that not the cutest sign? And I love the way she does these, because she actually, these are made, the letters are made separate and
like
then, you know, painted and glued on. So yes, it's three-dimensional. That was the word I was looking for. Look at this one. All because two people fell in love. Isn't that cute with the little rings? I love that. And then this one that says, home of the free because of the brave. So, so pretty. Here's one.
Real quick, if you guys will share this video with your friends.
Yes, please do.
That would be very, very helpful for us.
Yes, because unfortunately right now, Facebook doesn't show as easily. Now, you know, if you haven't gone to Grace Monroe Home and liked our page and then made sure that you have clicked to see all posts, you won't see us as often, so make sure to do that. Anyway, here is one that says, welcome to our happily ever after. Isn't that cute? And then I've got a couple more I want to show real quick. Here's, I love this wagon wheel with welcome and the flowers on it. Isn't that adorable?
I think that one is my favorite.
I love that. Love it. And then life is sweet. Look at that with the watermelon. And oh, and this one, let me show you this one too. This one says, who rescued who? How precious is that with the little bone? I love it, love it. So make sure to go check out the website and use code GRACE.
So I'm going to go ahead and start making our bow.
Yes.
Guys, those of you who are asking, the signs are from R&R, R-A-N-D-R accents.com, and she's really great to work with. It's a mother-daughter team as well.
Yes.
So, of course, we always love
And her
that.
daughter's name is Amanda as well.
Well, look at that.
Look at that.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start making our bow. I am making a whimsical bow. This is going to be a pretty big, substantial size bow today, because we're just going all out for this one.
Yes, we are. I just love this sign.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and actually I've already got my tails cut. My first one, this is a 4-inch ribbon. I love that ribbon. It's very colorful. So I've already got that cut at 15 inches. So I'm going to put it right down in my Bow-Dabra bow maker. And let me just pull it up and make sure. So I just kind of make sure it's even in there. I eyeball everything. I do not measure.
But you can definitely measure
But
if it
yes,
makes you feel better.
absolutely. Measure if you like. So if you have a ribbon that has a pretty pattern side and then just a plain side, you always want to make sure when you're using your Bow-Dabra bow maker that you put your pattern side face down. So I always put it down in my Bow-Dabra, and I'm left-handed, but I put it down so I have about an inch over here on my left-hand side. I'm going to make a loop.
And of course I do it exactly the opposite because I'm right-handed.
Yeah. And this is going to be about a 6-inch bow. So I twist, or not bow, loop. The bows will be much bigger than
yeah, much bigger than 6
Let's
inches.
hope so at least. Alright. And again, I don't measure, I just kind of eyeball it. But it works for me. Alright, so I'm going to twist and make another loop. Okay. Twist so that my pattern side comes up first. It's nice and pretty. And make another loop. Alright, so that's all I want for that one. It's 4 loops of the 4-inch ribbon.
Yep.
And I'm going to push it down. This is kind of thick ribbon.
It really is.
So now I'm going to add in, and I always, whenever we make the whimsical bows, you always want to make sure you go by size. So your thickest ribbon is going to go first, then your next widest ribbon. I guess we're going to say widest instead of
Yes, which is this is a 2.5 inch.
Yeah, this is a 2.5 inch. It's just from Hobby Lobby. Again, I'm going to put my pattern side face down, and I'm going to make my loops. But now this tail is cut at 14 inches, so it's an inch shorter than the 4-inch. So the tail is at 14 inches, and I'm going to make my loops about an inch shorter than the 4-inch ribbons. So I'm going to twist and make my other loop. Twist again, this one's going to have 4 loops of this ribbon, and you can just cut it off when you're done because you don't need it anymore. Just measure these real quick. Yep, about right. Okay, now I'm going to add in some plaid. This is a 1.5 inch plaid ribbon. This tail is cut at 13 inches. So I'm just stepping down with each new ribbon. This is the same on both sides, so it doesn't matter which you put face down. You just make your loop. Again, we're going to make them about 1 inch shorter than the one in front of it. You don't have to twist these because they are the same, so you don't have to twist the loops. Whoops. Make a loop. Make another loop, just like that. We'll cut that off. Alright, now I'm going to add in, this is also a 1.5 inch wired ribbon. Actually, that's the same on both sides too.
I think it is.
Makes it easy when it's the same on both
sides. It sure does. Definitely.
All ribbon.
But I tend to twist anyway because it's such a habit that
it's not going to hurt.
It doesn't hurt, but you know.
I'm going to come down just a little bit. That tail is cut at about 12 inches. And I'm going to step down just a little bit on this. I still want these, I'm going to step down about 1/2 inch for these.
You just, the main thing is just to make them just a little shorter than the one before it.
Okay, I'm also going to have 4 loops of that one. This is where we're at so far. This is what it looks like in the bow dabber. Now I'm going to just add in this little small, I don't know, I think it's like 7/8 of an inch ribbon.
Yeah, something like that.
It's kind of a mint green ribbon. Or I would think that'd be robin's egg blue, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
It just makes such a pretty center for our bow.
So I'm going to go ahead. This is the same again on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you put in first.
And this, because it is so thin, you just really have to keep your thumb on it constantly because it will get away from you.
Yeah, that's the only thing about using this kind of ribbon. But I'm going to put in a bunch of little loops. These are little loops, about 4-inch loops.
And you can put as many as you want. You know, it depends on how much you want here in the center.
I'm going to put about 10 total.
Yeah, I think that's what I use.
These don't have to be perfectly even. Just kind of throwing them in there.
Yep.
All right. That should be good.
There we go.
I got some of these a lot longer.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not going to worry too much about it.
Yeah, once you get them all fluffed out, it's not going to matter.
This is what it looks like. You want to make sure you're keeping a hand on those ribbons at all times, even when you start to pull it out. So I put my loop through my fingers through my loop, and I pull up, and then I put those 2 end wires through that loop. The whole time though, I'm holding on really tight.
Yeah, don't let go because they will just come out.
Yes. Okay.
I cannot tell you how many times I had to remake bows when I was first learning how to use the bow dabber.
And I'm going to split, you know, just open those wires like that, pull them apart, and just twist about 5 or 6 times. You can twist or, you know, like that, or you can do the bow, either one. I mean, twist the whole bow, either one. But this is what it looks like when it comes out. So now we have to fluff it, and that's really, really simple. You can start from the back or the front, it doesn't matter. But you just want to take all the loops and just pull them and adjust them all the way around the bow, wherever you want them. Okay, and this, especially with this type of bow, it takes a few minutes. So it does take a little bit of time.
But it is definitely worth it. They are so pretty.
Yeah. And this is, we call it the whimsical bow because it's just fun. I love to use this kind of bow when we use these when we make these bright, colorful wreaths. if you'll notice now, and I know I'm doing it kind of quick, but you just go just all the way around. I'm just pulling one way, one the other. All the way around until I get everything.
Yeah, and it really does help doing it by, you know, each individual ribbon when you're doing this one.
Yeah. Then you can kind of just adjust it however you want it.
Look how big and pretty that bow is.
This one is a big one.
So pretty.
So I just kind of put it on the table like this and just play with it for a few minutes. Now, of course, we're going to put it on our bow.
And it's going to get mashed.
And it will get mashed a little bit, so you are going to have to adjust even more, fluff it even more. But I like to kind of get it at least a little bit of how I want it to look so I can get an idea. And it's just helpful for placement as well.
Yeah, I love those colors. So pretty. All right.
So now we're going to attach it to our base. My wreath, like y'all probably think that looks like not centered, but it's a very strange wreath. It's one of those.
Yeah, just
really,
weird.
I don't know. It's not my favorite. Just the base itself is like, I don't know. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not perfectly round.
No, it's very lopsided.
So, but we still use them because I don't like them to go to waste. So I'm gonna have to compensate when I make my flowers, which you'll see. But I'm gonna put it down here right at 6 o'clock on my wreath, and I just attach it. This one I'm gonna weave through the grapevine and attach. But you can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And now these stems that I'm using came from Pioneer Wholesale, but you could use any that you find that has several different, you know, greeneries in them. I like this from them because they do have, what is it, 4 different greeneries that are all together in this. So that actually saves money. So I'm going to first, I just kind of fluff it out a little bit. And I am going to take my very first one. I'm going to green my wreath, which is what we do. So I'm going to take my first one and put it right up here in the top. And I'm just weaving it in through the grapevine. And you may have to, these stems are a little larger, so you may have to really work them to get them where you want it. There we go. And I want that to be right in there. And I'm just going to kind of pull my greenery around so that I've got it fluffed out exactly like I want it. Just like that. Right in the center. Okay, and now I'm going to put the next one, I am going to put in the bottom. And I'm doing the exact same thing. So I'm just going to lift up, because even though we've got our bow here, I still want to make sure that I've got greenery and flowers up under it. So I'm just coming up under my bow, and I am putting my stem in just like that. And I love it when I can find a pick or a stem that has several, I know that's tough, isn't it? That has several greeneries together, because, you know, that's just going to save you not only money but time as you're making the wreath, because you've already got so much of it done just with those. So now I'm going to use my next one. And we're going to be putting these all around the wreath.
I'm going to say, too, this is going to end up being a pretty big wreath.
Yeah, it's going to be big. There's no doubt.
When I adjust my bow on here better, I'm going to move it a little bit so that it's not covered up the sun, because I don't want it to cover up this pretty sun.
No, it's too pretty.
But I will do that once I get everything on here.
Now I'm putting this one down just a little bit, because I'm going to be using 6 of these, so I'm going to put 3 of them up here towards the top a little bit.
So y'all let us know what you're working on right now. If you're making wreaths, let us know that.
And if you make something else, tell us what that is. I always love to hear about all of that.
Too. And you guys are welcome to post your photos on our Facebook page and let us see those because we always love to see things that you guys are making.
Yes, we do. It's exciting for us when we see that you all are making beautiful things. Yeah. All right. This one I'm going to bring right in here. But if you notice, I don't want this one to I don't want it to look like a sunshine. So these that I'm putting on the bottom, I'm kind of aiming them a little closer to the floor. I don't want to aim them out like this because that's just going to kind of make this big sunshine. I didn't want that. I want it to be a little bit longer than it is wider. So I'm just going to kind of bring these down towards the bottom a little more. And then I'm going to put this last one in on the other side and do the same thing. So I'm going to move my greenery around.
And these are great, really, because you can adjust them once you put your stem in, because it does have all the different little greeneries on it. You can bend them around where you need them, which is what I'll probably
you really can. And that's what we'll do once we get our flowers and that kind of thing in. We can move them around exactly like we want them to be. And I know my sign keeps getting crooked.
This is where we're at so far.
Yep. Just got our greenery in. All right, so now I'm going to start with our beautiful flowers.
I love these.
I love these.
So kind of a salmon color.
Yeah, it's almost a salmon. Yeah.
I love that.
I do too. And these actually came from Joann's. So,
which hopefully you guys stocked up on that sale they had last week.
I know, it was.
If you missed it, I'm sorry, because it was
it was good. Now I think they still got 50% off. Last week it was like 60, I think.
If you went in
it was even better. Yeah.
Of course, we didn't go in.
No, we ordered, but all right, this one right here I'm going to put right at the bottom. So I'm just still coming up under my bow. And just gonna put it right up a little bit so that you can see the greenery coming out from under it. And I'm just moving that around. There we go. Then I like this because it's got 3 larger ones and then 2 smaller ones, and I'm going to put all of my larger ones around the bottom and put my 2 smaller ones around the top. And this one's going to go right in here. Do the same thing on the other side.
Move that other one up.
I'm
gonna move that other one up just a little bit. Got mine a little bit too low.
Didn't get in there too good. And if you're new to us, first of all, welcome. And second of all, you'll see that we don't, you don't put your flowers directly right on your wreath. We are leaving them out a good ways. And that is going to help really give your wreaths the dimension that you're looking for and really make them a lot prettier. Alright, now I've got my two. Take the price off. There we go. Now I'm going to put one of these right up here in the top. And you'll see I'm leaving it longer. I don't have it directly onto the wreath. And that's why we leave our stems longer.
Well, and that's one thing. A lot of people ask us, well, why do y'all always use a 14-inch grapevine? Well, we do that because we do leave our stems so long, and they still end up being really big. Like this one, I mean, we haven't even, it's already at 31 inches.
Yeah, I was going to say it's at least at 30, so yeah.
And we haven't even finished. So that's why we keep them long. We can use why we use the smaller,
yes,
bases. But now if we were using an 18-inch, it'd be really big.
Oh yeah, it really would. And if you needed a bigger one, that's great.
I do, though, think that my wreath looks a little bit bigger than 14.
It really does. But, you know, I said I did measure this one because I thought the same thing, and this one measured 15. So, I don't know.
And now, when we finish this live, I think that some of you were saying in the comments that the website wasn't working, or I'll go in and I will, in the comments, I'll post the website and the code for the sign, because there are some really cute signs there.
Yeah, and we don't want you to miss any.
So don't worry about it if you're not, if y'all are watching live and you're not seeing it, because I will go back and do that for you guys.
That's right. Okay, so that one is done. So I'm going to add some of my pretty little yellow ranunculuses. And these, I'm going to tell you, they're on a little foam stem. I don't love the stems of these because they're kind of floppy, as you see. But I'm going to bring them down here in the bottom of my wreath, so because of that, it's okay to use these, because they're going to be down here in the very bottom to start with.
I actually did not realize that they were the foamy kind.
Yes.
They do have a wire in them.
They do, but it's just a really
very flimsy
type.
Floppy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not, I love the look of these, but that is something to consider, because you can't really arrange them, so not by the stem. Now we will cut them shorter and then be able to. In fact, I think I'm going to cut the second one off and just do the one like that for right now. Okay, now I'm going to do another one on the other side.
I actually like this shade of yellow, though. It's kind of a buttery.
It is. It's just
yellow.
A real soft, sweet shade. The main thing when you're putting in your side flowers, you just want to make sure that they're fairly even as far as how long they are. I think those are close to that. Now I've cut another one shorter, so I'm just going to bring this and I'm just going to put this one straight in, just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of moving my loops around so that I can get the flower in.
One thing that I'm having to do too, and I mentioned it earlier with my wreath that I'm working with, I mentioned that the base itself was really crooked and not even, so I'm actually having to do one side, put these a little closer because this side was a little wider, and these I'm having to pull out a little more. So if you have to do that with your wreaths, you know, that's something that you can do, and
if
that'll
you
make
leave
it,
your stems longer.
Yeah.
See, that's another plus for leaving your stems longer, because you may, you know, these are natural wreaths, so you never know what they're gonna, the shape they're gonna be. And so as long as you've got them long enough, you can work with that.
And so it's kind of hard to say, well, if we leave them, a lot of people ask us, how long do you leave your stems? Well, if we say 5 inches, you may need to leave your 6 inches.
Yes.
Or you may have one side that's, wider than the other and kind of have to compensate for that. So, you just we kind of eyeball it, I guess.
Right.
And I know a lot of you guys have been asking about that, so.
Yeah. Now, this one I've just put up in the top, and you see it's just kind of going wherever it wants to. That's perfectly fine.
I do like the greenery that's on this.
I do too. I do too. It's just very interesting.
Yeah, they definitely plot where they want to.
They do, and that's all right. I'm going to bring this one over here on this side. Other one on the other side.
One more.
And you see, because I've got this pick that's got all the different greeneries, I'm just kind of moving them around and kind of putting my flower in the middle of all of that greenery. So that's where we are so far, except I have got tons of strings. So trying to get the strings off of me. Okay. I'm gonna save this because I do love the greenery, so I may be able to use that for something else. So now I'm gonna put some of my pink ones.
I mean, look at
I love
these colors are just so pretty.
They really are. They're just
making
popping.
me so excited.
I know.
Spring.
All right, and my first hot pink one, I'm gonna put right down here in this front and center.
And guys, if you're asking questions, I'm not seeing them all, so sorry.
We're not ignoring,
I'm not ignoring you,
I promise, and we will go back and look.
Like they're like that little for me, and I guess I need glasses.
I don't know why all of a sudden we can't get them, but
I'm just seeing them just a little bit, and they're just super tiny. So
that's not.
So I'm not ignoring you, I promise.
Now I'm gonna bring this one right in here. Just like that. These are so pretty. That one's a little smaller. Let me get a bigger one.
Yeah, these are pretty, and I think that the hot pink just really makes
it does. I think so too. This over here. So I'm just kind of moving some of my greenery around so that I can work it in here where I want it. I love to be able to see different greeneries popping through the flowers, and I just think that's so pretty. I think I'm going to have to move this. It doesn't want to stay in.
Which one? Oh, the hydrangea?
Yep, it keeps coming out and moving, so I am going to put it in the other way. There we go. It is still wanting to move.
And now these are, these cabbage roses are from Michael's.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm going to put another of my pretty pinks goes right in here next to my sign. And now sometimes if you get your flowers, and I tell this a lot, so if you've watched us, you've heard me say this, just hold on to the center and just kind of twist, and that'll kind of straighten your flower back out so that it doesn't look so smashed. Because we all get them like that. Okay.
I think this is already turning out
It
cute.
is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just so sweet. It definitely makes me want spring to get here.
I'm wondering if we're the only ones that are excited for spring.
Yeah, who else? I know that, you know, my husband's not, and I just have to say, because he loves the winter time and all. I am not a winter person. So who of y'all are winter people and who are spring and summer people?
I like winter for a minute.
I don't even like it for a minute. I'm just not going to lie.
Just
I just don't even like it for a minute.
I like to have my fireplace on for, you know,
yeah,
a couple times.
Well, I can turn my fireplace on in the summertime,
guess so.
you know, if I want it bad enough.
Turn it, yeah.
Yeah. All right, since I've got one more flower, I am going to use it. So, I'm just going to bring it on this side. Just down in there like that. Why not? I don't want to waste it.
It's too pretty to waste.
Yes, it is. Now, I've also got these little purple, because I wanted to bring in some of the purple, because you see the life is in purple right there. So, but I do not like the grass on these. So, I'm just going to kind of push the grass out of the way and just cut the flowers off just like that. And anytime if you don't like the greenery that's on it, just cut it off. There's no rule that says you have to use it if you don't like it.
These are the fabric leaves. And
yep. And in fact, I just took that off so I can put that back on. There we go.
They don't look that great.
No, just don't love them.
These came from Michael's as well.
They did.
Like the flowers, just not.
Yep, I love the flowers. They're pretty. But
oh my gosh, I popped all those off.
did you? Uh-oh. Well, it's okay, because the good thing is they pop right back on.
I thought that they moved up. But,
well, they do, but I had to take them apart like that just to get rid of that leaf, because I did not want any of those leaves. There we go. So I've got a few already done, so I am just going to sprinkle these around in here, kind of like that. And sprinkle this one over here on this side.
I think that the purple is going to look nice in here.
Yeah, it's just so pretty. Ugh, more strings.
But you could use, like I said, this came from Hobby Lobby. I don't really know what this is called.
I think you said Michael's.
Michael's. Oh,
yeah.
Michael's.
One of those places.
One of those places. But, you know, if you wanted to use lavender, I thought that would be
yeah, you really could. Anything just to bring in the purple, I think, would work. Or, you know, if you can't, the thing with this, if you can't find, you know, these, and you found some purple ones, you could use the purple ones and maybe find some smaller little yellow ones, you know. That you can change up whatever works for you. So keep that in mind when you're shopping. We are right now in our Design with the Pros Club, we are this whole month we have been concentrating on learning about greenery, because as you know, if you've ever watched me, I use several different greeneries. In fact, I'm going to use another one in here, even though our stem had so many on them, I still want to use some more. Greenery is what makes all the difference in your wreath. It just really is. And it's a hard thing. It's very hard for most people to know how to use greenery. So that we decided to do a whole month lessons on how to use greenery, and I think people have enjoyed it. I certainly have, because that is my element. I'm in my element when I'm using greenery, and I love it. So
and I know I've talked to you guys about this before, that greenery was a really big challenge for me. And
it is for most people.
Yeah, for a lot of people. So let us know in the comments if it is a challenge for you, and let us know, you know, what do you feel like is your biggest challenge when you're making wreaths?
Yes.
For me, I think that greenery was my biggest challenge.
Yes, it was. And, you know, so many times people will just use, you know, all flowers. Just
that was me.
Yeah, that was her. And it was.
And
I have to say, and she'll tell you, I'll have to say, I think that's enough flowers. Now let's use some greenery in there, you know, because it really, like we talked about in the group this month, it really makes a difference when you use that greenery and separate some of those flowers, because then you actually see the flowers. You don't just see this whole big blob of something, you know. So it really does make a difference, and it's one of the steps that people leave out the most, and you know, so that's why we're covering it this month.
And now, you know, everybody has a different style. So
yes.
if you like to use a lot of flowers like I do, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. But if you do want to take it to another level, then
well, even now, I mean, you know, I still like to use a lot of flowers.
Sure.
I still use the greenery as well, but you know, everybody has a different style.
They
so
do.
There's nothing wrong
there's nothing wrong with that. No. No. It just, I think it just enhances, and anything that we can do to enhance our designs is helpful, I think. So, I am now, because I said I was going to use another green. I'm probably going to use more of this purple because I love it. But I'm probably going to add quite a bit more. But I want to go ahead and add some of my. This is pea leaf, and I love this. I'm going to go ahead and add some of this around, just to kind of fill in anywhere that I need a spot of greenery. The main thing, I don't want to cover up my sign, so I'm just kind of moving things around as I go so I don't cover it up.
This is a really soft greenery. It's perfect for spring.
It really is.
I always get so excited when we start using this.
Yeah, it is so pretty.
Probably my favorite.
I think
my
it is.
Favorite.
It's definitely one of mine. I have 2 or 3 that are my favorite, and they are my go-tos, and this is definitely one of them.
Now, this greenery is actually from Pioneer Wholesale.
Yes.
So you do have to be able to purchase wholesale to
get this one.
To, you know, to order it. But there are some retailers that sell it, and we'll try to find.
Yeah, because I know that some do.
Because it is great.
It is. It is beautiful.
We're just sprinkling that all
just
throughout.
Anywhere that you need something. That's where you want to put it.
We may have said this earlier, I'm not sure, but Design with the Pros Club opens next week.
Yes, it does. And that was what I was leaning.
That's what you're getting at. I don't know that we ever said that, though.
No, I didn't. And I did. I just had to cut this one apart because it was hooked weird for some reason on the bottom. So I had to get it unhooked because I couldn't get that to turn and get to where I wanted it. But yes, we are opening on the 3rd.
Which is next
Thursday.
Which is next
if you're Thursday. And we would love to have you join us. And don't think that since we've been doing greenery this month that you've missed it, because you get access to anything we've ever done in there. So you would definitely be able to have access to it. We try to make to teach you how to do the things that have been good for us, but also how to make things your own, so that, you know, if you see something that you like, but you think you would love it in a different color or different flowers, we kind of help you to do that and to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, and I hope that those of you who watch us here on Flower Friday, you know, I hope that you know that, you know, we give you these ideas and we do want you to make it your own, because that is the beauty and the joy of wreath making. You know, it's a creative outlet where you can just kind of be free to do what makes your heart happy. And so that's a fun of wreath making.
It is. It really is. And, you know, I've had people ask me, why do you tell all your secrets and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, the truth is that everybody, Amanda and I can make the exact same wreath, and she's going to put something of her in that wreath, and it becomes hers. And I'm going to put something in mine, and it's, you know, it's me. And I think that is what everyone does, because I believe with all my heart that making wreaths is an art. It's not just a craft, it's an actual art. And just like with any art that people do, they make it how they want it, and they make it their own. So that's our thoughts on it.
I think we like to think that we give you the foundation to make your own masterpieces.
Yes, and then you
hopefully
you
that's
take
the way
it.
you guys see it as well.
Now, I am putting some of my greenery behind.
Is that yours or is that mine? That's mine, right?
I think that was yours. I think that was yours.
I still got some holes in
but yeah, I still have some holes, and I think that I've got some of my, and I think you do too, in case you need some.
What is it?
I'm going to put a few more of my purple ones, but I also have a little more of this little white.
I only have a tiny bit.
Yeah, I've just got a little bit, but I don't think I need much, but I was just going to sprinkle a little bit of it around. But I'm first going to put more of my purple, because I do want more of it to go throughout. But if you have any questions about Design with the Pros Club, you can go to our website at GraceMonroeHome.com and click the button in the right hand corner that says Join Now, and you can read all about all that we do while we're in there with you.
We have now, at this point, we have over 100 tutorials in there.
Yeah, we do,
so
don't we?
You'll be busy.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep, you will. As busy as you want to be.
Yeah. I think this is turning out cute. I do feel like I've got some holes though.
I've got a few holes too, so I'm just going to fill them up. I'm going to use the rest of my purple flowers
I used
first.
mine.
Oh, have you? Well, see, I was kind of holding out and saving some of them. I'll put one right here behind my bow, because I kind of like that just peeking over just a little bit.
But one thing too, we're kind of keeping the stems away from the sign because we don't want to cover
I know, that's
words.
what I'm trying to not cover it up, because it's too pretty.
So we're kind of almost decorating the outside of the wreath more really than the inside.
Yep, and one thing I am going to do is, because see how they're connected over here? I don't know why that is. See how mine were connected? Kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I've got to cut them apart because I can't get them to move where I want them. I don't know why that was that way. It has this little part to it. Okay. So if you have to cut your picks apart, don't hesitate. Just do it. If they won't bend like you want them to, there we go.
There is a little bit of greenery left on this one too.
Oh yeah, I know. I love that greenery, so I'm going to add some of it, I think, too.
But I don't have much of this. This is really pretty. I think we used this. We might have used this last week.
I think
but
we
we've
did,
been
but
using it so much.
I know. It's
so pretty.
gorgeous. I love it. And I'm just going to sprinkle.
I don't have much of that.
I don't have it just a little bit,
have
but
2 pieces.
yeah, well, I'm just going to put a couple of pieces here or there.
3. I think I can get 3 out of it.
Yeah. And that's one good thing about using that garland is you can use it. I mean, I don't even know how many times we've used that one.
3 or 4 wreaths.
Yeah.
With the one garland already.
I just don't want that to be down on the sign, so I'm just trying to keep it off of my sign. There we go. Well, that is just going to hang too low. There we go. I'm just going to put a little of that just around, right around the sign, just to kind of frame it. You'll need a couple of more pieces over here.
If you have any more.
Yeah. Cut that into 2. Because I'm just cutting them into smaller little sections. I love, love, love this garland from Hobby Lobby. It is beautiful. But if you go and look for it, it is in the wedding section. It is not in the flower section. Whoops, excuse me. Trying to get the glue off of me.
Hey, and I want to tell y'all too, because I know you see a string in this glue. This is not This is not our typical glue that we use.
No, it is not. It is not. I messed up, and we buy the glue by the what is it, 25 or 50 pounds, and I bought 50 pounds of the wrong kind, so we're having to use it.
But we're like, we're not wasting it, so.
Yeah, so I'm using it.
Y'all got to see us stringing over here.
Until we get out of it.
That's a lot of glue.
Yes, it is. A big box of it. But that is all right. I've learned my lesson. I won't do that again.
And I will say too, because I don't know if you mentioned this either, we use a glue skillet.
So
yes, that's what we're dipping.
Yes, I'm sure people will ask, and I always forget to mention, but we are using a glue skillet.
And it's by Sure Bonder.
I'm going to have to move this one because it has not been right.
Yeah, you're having a hard time
that
with that
one
little,
will not stay
hydrangea.
where I want it to stay. It keeps moving.
Sometimes you get one that just
don't want to cooperate. That's right.
I think this one would look cute too if you have like some little butterflies you could put
on
it.
Oh, that would, wouldn't it?
Some little birds. I'm going to trim these tails up a little bit.
Yeah. It's so strange the way that one was stuck together.
And this sign says, live life in full bloom.
I love that, and that is such a good thing to think about. Good way to do it. Let's see if I can straighten my bow out. Yeah, I don't know how she makes one on a table, but she's good at that. I can't do it.
Now, I used to always use a stand too, but it's too much with us both having stands. We don't have enough space, so I started doing it on the table when we started our Flower Friday show. And now, that's the way I do them.
Yeah.
And I like kind of like, I don't, y'all probably noticed, I just twist it around and.
Yep, she does it.
I've got my little system. And now I will say, if you're doing them on the table like this, and I know some of you probably are, a little helpful thing that I do, I kind of put my stems in at a little bit of an angle so that I don't have them, so that it can lay flat. And I don't have like the stems sticking out. So just a little tip if you are someone who makes it on a table like I do.
Yeah.
And now I do them like this all the time.
Yep. And they come out great. Oh, I have one more purple.
I think you had more purple than me. Or maybe I just
used
them all at the beginning, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know how I had one left. Let's see. Right where I'm going to put it. Right in here. There we go.
I'm using the little extra pieces because I need.
Yeah.
I feel like I need more.
Yep. I
And
do
y'all-
like this
I like-
greenery.
I like more.
Yep. Yep. More
So-
of everything.
So I'm adding this. I mean, I don't let stuff go to waste. So I'm adding
No.
this little.
And that's
bit of
something to think about too. Don't let things go to waste. You know, we do like this, for instance, we save it. Anything like that we think we might could use again.
If I didn't use it now, we save it. You know.
And use it
And
for
use it
some
later.
other time,
Something else.
yes.
I mean, unless it's just really not usable, like you just can't find a use for it. You know, we'll throw that away, but everything else, I mean, I
Yeah.
keep my really nice stems here because I use these. We use these to make our own picks in fruit, birds,
Anything.
Anything.
Yep.
so
Yep. So
maybe-
hold on to everything.
maybe
You should see the little buckets I've got around with just little pieces of things.
a floral hoarder.
Yep.
Flower
That's exactly what
I
you
guess.
could call me. Yes.
Because
A
I don't like to throw.
floral-
If I know I can use it, I don't like to throw stuff away.
Yep. I don't either. She got that from her mama. Because I don't like to either.
So this is where we are at.
Yep. Oh, it just makes me want it to be warm. I'm hoping it's going to be a little warmer this weekend, maybe. I haven't actually checked the weather, so this is just wishful thinking.
I think it's
maybe.
going to rain here this weekend.
Is
so
it?
I think it's supposed to rain. I don't know.
Doggone it.
Even if it's warmer, I don't think it's going to be pretty.
Not beautiful, huh?
Mm-mm.
Not what I want, but that's okay. It's coming.
But it did get warmer because my chickens started laying eggs again.
Yes, they did.
So I'm
Yes,
happy
she
about that,
has
'cause
chickens.
We love our fresh eggs.
Yep, she's our egg person. I would have never, I just have to say this. With my prissy girl, I would have never in a million years thought she would have loved chickens, but she does.
I don't know why not.
It surprises me.
I love my chickens.
But she does. She loves those chickens.
And I love our fresh eggs. And I want
Yeah.
goats. I would have a whole farm.
I know. I love little goats.
I'm working on the goats. So I really
Yeah, some of our neighbors have some goats, and they are so cute. I love riding by their houses
Well,
seeing
they're the
those
little
goats
ones.
play. Does any of y'all have goats? Have the little pygmy goats?
Don't
And
really like
if
junket
so,
goats.
how hard are they to take care
Well,
of?
Justin, my husband, he had goats growing up, and he's like,
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they did. He doesn't think we want them, but I don't know.
He doesn't think we want them. In other
He
words,
doesn't think,
he don't want to have to
Yeah.
help take care of them.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. But there we go. And now, you know, of course, we've got the back, because of the way that we keep our stems, our back looks like this. So we just take our wire cutters and get as close as possible and cut off all of those stems all the way around. And then we would just take our blow dryer and blow dry it on low and medium heat, and just any of the glue boogers is what we call them, glue boogers. We just get all those off. But there you go. Now does that not scream spring? And the sign, is that not just the most beautiful sign? I love it.
And again, the sign is from R
and R, the word and, yeah. R and R accents.com. Is it accents? Well, we'll find out for sure. I think it's R and R accents.
We'll put it in the comments.
Yes, I will put it in the comments. And Rachel, if you're watching, tell us. But let me.
And you can actually you can use the
R and R accents.com with an S. So it's RANDRACCENTS.com, and use the code GRACE and get 10% off of your order.
Their signs are great, so I highly recommend them. They're like really
very reasonably priced.
You know, hand painted.
Yes.
Can't beat it.
You cannot beat them.
All right, guys. Well, we thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Remember, Design with the Pros Club opens March 3rd.
Yes.
So go now to our website, www.gracemonroehome.com. Click the button on the right-hand side that says Join the Club, and go ahead and get on the wait list so that you can get the email when we do go live and we're open for new members.
Because we may have something special for those that get in on the first day, so you want to make sure you do that.
Yeah, and while you're on our blog, just go ahead and browse all the tutorials that we have on there, because there's a lot that you can check out there. If you are watching us on Facebook, please follow our Facebook page, and just click the buttons or whatever it's called, the little three dots on the side.
The three little dots on the side, yeah.
And follow our page and make it so that you can see us first, so that you get notifications.
Yes.
Lately,
everybody's not getting notifications on anything, so you want to do that.
Yeah. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and just click that little bell so you get notifications.
That's right. And we will be back next week, so y'all make sure to check us out, because we got a lot planned for next week.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. We will see you next week.
Bye, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend.